case I need to use it. All right. I don't know what's going on. So it says connect streaming software. All right, perfect, perfect. I might have to move this over a little bit so y'all can see the whiteboard on Instagram. I got stuff on my hiney. I know on Facebook y'all could probably see the whiteboard, but on Instagram y'all might not be able to see it because of the way that the camera is set up. So let me check actually. Let me see what's going on over here. Okay. All right, so there we go. So the whiteboard. All right, you know what? I put the workbook in the comments. Let me just erase what's up here. If this is your first time on one of my lives, give me a one in the chat. I just want to see how many people that we have on here. If this is your first time on one of my live videos, give me a one in the chat. One in the chat. So for those of you who are watching on Instagram, um, the best way to get like a full screen video is to check me out on YouTube, NYC Phone Buyer. I'm live right now on YouTube, but there's not much I could do for you. You gotta get what you could get. Uh, I am gonna be sharing a lot of value on this live today. So the information, right? The information is still gonna be fire. Rather you can see what I'm doing on the whiteboard or not. I'm gonna be sharing my screen. I will be checking back in to answer questions. All right. If I see less than 10 people on this live on Instagram, I might end the live. So I don't know what y'all want to do. Y'all want to multitask, stay on multiple platforms, whatever, do what you do. But yeah, ask questions, engage with the live. Let me see who's tapping in on Facebook, and we about to get this thing going. Today we're gonna be on here for about an hour, and we're going on talking about how to start a successful business fixing and flipping broken electronics. I put a workbook in the comments. There's a workbook in the comments for you guys, so y'all don't gotta worry about that. I should be live on Facebook. It don't show that I'm live, so let me make sure that I fix that. Yep, it's not showing me live on Facebook. I got to make sure I get my Facebook reconnected. Just bear with me for a second, y'all. We gonna get this fixed up real quick so that we can see the live on Facebook. Um, I just want to make sure that everybody is able to see what I got going on here. All right, social platforms, home. Of course, it would give me issues on Facebook. Gotta love it. Trying to get the live stream active on Facebook. Just bear with me for a second. There we go. We live on Facebook. Just bear with me. Technical difficulties. We gonna get this situated. Um, should be live on Facebook. I don't know what's going on. All right, there we go. Live on Facebook because that's where most people are tapping in from. So I gotta make sure that that's right. All right, here we go. Live on Facebook. All right. I haven't done a big event like this in a long time, so bear with me, y'all. We about to get this started. If you have me as a friend on Facebook, that's probably the best way to really engage with this live video. I ain't even gonna hold you. I know it's taking us a little while to get started, and I probably lost a few viewers figuring out the technical difficulties. I apologize. But for those of y'all that stuck with me, I appreciate you. And we're gonna get it started. All right. So the reason that I decided to make this event is because someone messaged me the other day saying that they had a bunch of questions regarding how to buy phones on Facebook Marketplace. And so I made a document going over all the excuses that people give me about why they can't start this business, and I made an answer to every single one of them. I've narrowed it down to 9 problems, and I'll summarize them for you guys. So the first one is I can't find phones for cheap on Facebook Marketplace. The second one is that all phones that I find are locked. The third one is I don't know how to fix phones. The fourth one is I already have a phone repair shop, but we don't buy phones. The fifth one is I don't want to message anybody. The sixth one is basically meaning like I don't want to chase leads, right? They don't want to go on Facebook Marketplace. The sixth problem is I don't want to leave the house. The seventh problem is I don't have any money. My answer for that is go get a job. The next problem is I don't want to do it alone. And then the last problem is I just want you to do it for me. I have solutions for all these problems. So no matter where you at, if you're brand new or you've had a store for many, many years, I have something for you. I'm going to help you. You're going to learn something from here today. All right. For those of you that don't know who I am or what I do, my name's Feldon Richards. I run a 7-figure phone repair business from home. I've taught over 15,000 people how to get started in this business. I recently wrote a book called The Complete Guide to Starting a Phone Repair Business. Cop it on Amazon. It's very affordable. But this live today, to attend this live today, doesn't cost you a dime. And we're about to get started. I'm going to share my screen. So if I could get somebody, let me know your city and state, and I am going to, on the live, I'm going to find a deal in your area. On the live, I'm going to find a deal in your area. So just do me a favor and type your city and state in the chat because we lit. I'm about to find a deal in your city. All right, let's go to the YouTube because I know I'm live on YouTube and I probably got some people that are trying to talk to me there. Your city and state. If you're on YouTube, you could type in the chat there. If you're on Facebook, you could type in the chat there. The longer y'all take, the slower this go. Everybody don't all jump on this opportunity at one time. You know what I'm saying? Just type your city in the chat. All right, so we got Chicago. All right, Chicago. So we gonna go Marketplace. We're gonna go Albany. Okay, Chicago, Illinois. I'm gonna assume you mean Chicago, Illinois, right? All right, 60167. All right, let's see. So we got Chicago. What city is that? Because Facebook is being weird. It's not letting me. It's not okay. Chicago, Illinois. Perfect. All right. So I'm sharing my screen. I'm gonna apply this. All right. So already, what's the first thing that we see? We see a cracked iPhone 15 Pro. Let's see if that goes away when I search iPhone. Yeah, it's interesting. It's like the algorithm knows what I'm looking for. If I don't search anything, it gives me the iPhone. Let me refresh this. 15 Pro. It's so weird, man. I should have just clicked on. Okay, here it is, right here. All right, so we're gonna open this up. We're gonna open this up and we're gonna see what they got going on. So black iPhone 15 Pro, cash only, and pickups only. All right, so let's see if he has any other photos. All right, so the phone is on and it looks like it has a cracked back. So what am I gonna say? If you guys have the workbook, I'm gonna say this is factory unlocked, right? Because why? Because we want to ask people questions that they can answer. I don't know where the accent came from. We want to give people questions that they can answer yes or no to. We don't want to start asking a whole bunch of information. We don't want to start making offers. We don't want to do this. We don't want to do that. We just want to ask simple yes or no questions. All right. So, Jorge, this one is for you. This is a 15 Pro in your area. I messaged the seller. This is factory unlocked, right? It's an iPhone 15 Pro. They have it listed for $300. Okay. So now, I said that step one is to search iPhone filter for your zip code and start looking for deals. If you know how to fix councils, you can search for those too. So the next thing that you want to do is you want to do math. So we got this iPhone 15 Pro. So now we want to go on Swappa and we want to look at iPhone 15 Pro. We want to see what is this phone selling for unlocked on Swappa in fair condition or good condition. So we see fair condition, it's going for about 526. So we're gonna do math. Whenever I do fees from Swappa, I go minus 11%. That's $468. So if we were to buy this phone and we were to sell it, we know that we're gonna get $468. Okay? $468 is what we're gonna get. So now we go eBay iPhone 15 Pro soft OLED. Okay? So we go on eBay and we look at what are they selling the screen for. All right. So the screen on eBay is $147. So to me that seems a little high, so I'm gonna check Injured Gadgets, which is a vendor that we use. 15 Pro soft OLED. 15 Pro Soft OLED, $111. That's not bad. See, just by shopping around for parts, we're able to increase our profits. So 15 Pro Soft OLED. All right, so we got 15 Pro Max is cheaper than 15 Pro. I've always found that hilarious. So let it load. Okay. So this one it looks like it comes with an IC already. So you don't need to swap anything. Cracked touchscreen. Okay. So this has a warranty on it, so you're good, and you can finance it for as low as $11 a month if you are broke and you need to finance stuff. So now we're gonna take the calculator and we're gonna go. So we know that we have 468. So we're gonna go do 300 plus 111. That's 411 minus 468. You're making $57 after fees and shipping. Okay? Now, something very important. This is only the first deal that we found, right? And this is without any negotiation. I want to make that point. This is assuming you message the seller, you buy the phone at their asking price, and you sell it for $526. There are people who are selling it for 560. There are people who are selling it for more. It's based on the storage. We don't know what the storage size is yet. All we know is that the phone is being sold for $300 with a cracked back glass. We don't know if the screen is broken or not. Why did I do an appraisal for the screen? Well, it might be cracked. So I like to know beforehand if I'm going to have to haggle or not. I want to have all my ducks in a row. Now, me, I already have all this stuff memorized. I don't need to go look at the price and I know what stuff sells for. I know what it costs. I'm teaching you guys how to go and do what? Get information so that you can do what? Make an offer. So right now, he's selling the phone for $300 with a cracked back glass. The price of a brand new back glass is so insignificant, you don't even really need to factor it in. It's like 10 or $20. So let's assume that only the back glass is cracked. We pay $20, $30 for a new glass. We're 330 in the phone, and we already said what? That we sell it for 468 after fees. You just made $130. To fix the back glass, you can go on YouTube and watch a video. You'll see it only takes about 20 minutes. You don't need any certifications. You don't need a tons of years of experience. You don't need any of that. You don't need any of that. All you need to do is do exactly what I'm telling you to do and buy the part, fix the back, communicate with the seller, make the offer, and you're good to go. You're good to go. You don't really have to stress yourself out overthinking because I'm giving you the blueprint. Somebody said, "Where's the workbook?" It's in the Facebook comments. All right, cool, cool, cool. So now let's move on to step two. Before I move on, does anybody have any questions about anything that I just covered? Are we all on the same page? Does it make sense what I just did? We found a seller in Chicago. He's selling a broken iPhone for $300. We're assuming right now it's unlocked, and so we're doing our appraisal based off that. If he comes back and he says it's carrier locked, then we just do the same thing again. We look at what a carrier lock phone is going for. We make sure that it's not financed, and then we resell it. Okay, so before I move on, I want to make sure that nobody has any questions. How do you handle with buyers who complain about non-OEM screens? I don't sell to buyers that complain about non-OEM screens. No, in all seriousness, disclose it in your listing. Put it in your listing. Nobody's gonna the only people that are gonna complain are the people that you try to hide it from. The only people that are gonna complain are the people that you try to hide it from. That's it. And then you could be still good. Always remember that. Anybody that follow my boy Apez know that joke. Um, his videos is mad funny. Anyway, I want to make sure that there are no more questions before I move on to the next part of the live. Let's see. I'm about to move on to problem number two that people always complain about and tell me that they're lost or they're stuck. So we have somebody in Greensboro, North Carolina. All right, so we're gonna do Greensboro, North Carolina, and then we're gonna move on. We're gonna go Greensboro, North Carolina, and then we're gonna move on. All right. So let's go Marketplace, Greensboro, Greensboro, North Carolina. I'm doing this to show you guys that I can find deals anywhere. Anywhere I can find deals. It doesn't matter what city you're in, it doesn't matter what state you're in. I can find deals in your city. So we're gonna go iPhone, and we should see a cracked or damaged one pretty soon. All right, so this one, steer clear of stuff like this, guys. This is nonsense. 14 Pro Max F9 0L. Before I even click this, I'm gonna tell you that this is a fake listing. Okay? My experience as a phone reseller tells me that this is a fake listing. So we're gonna go click it. Chances are the person that posted this doesn't have a profile picture. Okay, they do have a profile picture, but they just joined last year. Look at this. Blah 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 blah. Unit F90. This is fake. It's either fake or the price is not real. But something is fishy about this. So just be careful with those listings that are like really, really unusually priced like that. Okay? So a 14 Pro for 350 looks reasonably priced. Let's see what's going on with it. All right, so I'm gonna go. This is unlocked, right? 1 TB. Uh, so I'm trying to get information. It says that I can't send him a message. All right. So maybe something's wrong with their listing. We're gonna keep going. iPhone. We're gonna look for the next one. And we're looking for the broken ones. We want to look for the ones that are visibly broken in the photos. And I'm not saying you have to, but those are the easiest ones in my opinion. Gonna keep going, keep going, keep going. All right, so we have an iPhone 13, $200, cracked, visibly cracked. And you see, this is what I love about people selling damaged phones. What do you see in the description? I can work with you on the price. He says it in the price. I can work with you on the price. Because most people selling damaged phones don't even know what it's worth. And you see, listen, me, I here's the thing about me. I use every single bit of data and information in the negotiation. So what do I see? This person has ZipRecruiter app open on their phone. What does that tell me? They're applying for jobs. Could or could not be a hyper motivated seller. You know what I'm saying? Could or could be. Holes in the sweatpants. Like I'm looking at everything. I'm trying to get as much information as I can from the photo. You know, I'm not judging nobody, but I'm trying to help you guys understand the psychology that goes into my process and into my mind, right? When I'm making offers. And listen, I take pictures with holes in my sweatpants too sometimes. Like, but again, there's a psychology behind it. You want to use all of the information that you have available to figure out what motivates a person to sell. You know what I mean? Um, so let's see. It's unlocked. So remember, I always ask yes or no questions. So I'm asking him, is this the 512 gigabyte version? He could say yes, he could say no. He might just respond and say, nah, it's the 128. Or he might say something like, nah, it's 200 gigabytes. When if somebody were to say 200 gigabytes, that tells me that they don't know how much their phone is worth. And again, it's a cracked phone. And what did the seller say? He's motivated and he's willing to work with us on price, right? You look at the photos to get an idea of where like people's photos on their listings can tell you a lot. I've seen people take photos where they got like, you know, a bunch of information in the background to let you know like, yo, listen, I really need this money now, based on the stuff that they post in the photos. Other times you don't really get a lot of information, right? This right here is an ad that says we fix phones. So this person is just trying to get over on paid ads on the Facebook Marketplace. Okay? So, all right, this is a phone reseller. They're posting an ad saying that they buy phones. So heck, you can even message them and be like, "Yo, I buy broken phones." If you see an advertisement like this, y'all need to start getting creative. Yo, I buy broken phones. I'm a repair tech. Let's work together. Let's dominate the city. Don't, man, collaboration over competition. You got an iPhone 13 right here, $60. Completely unlocked. I have the box. The back is shattered. The cable that connects to the Wi-Fi service got torn. So you'll need that and a screen replacement. $60 or best offer. That's cheap. And they got a picture of the phone powered on. $60. You guys, I cannot make this up. I cannot make this up, you guys. I cannot make this up. You guys see this. This phone is listed for $60. It's an iPhone 13. Now, look, iPhone 13s are not worth a ton of money anymore, but the parts are not expensive. The parts are not expensive. iPhone 13, the cheapest one unlocked, assuming that it's 128 gig, is going for 279 right now. Do you know how much margin you have from 60 to 240 after fees? That is a whole like $180 gap. You could buy a brand new housing and a screen and still make close to $100 on that phone. You could do all of that and still make close to $100 on that phone. So let me check the comments. Let me make sure nobody asked any questions while I was going over all of this. I can't go over everybody's city and state, but I did want to show you guys the power and what it is that I'm teaching you right now. Mind you, I told you there's 9 excuses that people give me as to why they can't do this business. And I'm still on problem one. So we've done the math. After you do the math, you want to find out how much money they want. Okay? I'm gonna go into the workbook now, the negotiation workbook. Okay? Hold on. Actually, no. I'm gonna read this off. So the higher the value, the easier it is to get a price down. There's a book that I read by Chris Voss. You should read it. It's called Never Split the Difference. He says, and I've read this book so many times, I have most of it memorized. He says, and I told this to somebody the other day, negotiate like your life depends on it. If you were negotiating for your own life or the life of a loved one, would you tell someone what you're willing to pay, or would you ask how much they want to set you or your loved one free? Now, I'm not really big on scripts. I have scripts that I can give you, but I'm not really big on scripts. If you go on YouTube, there's a whole bunch of phone flipping courses out there. Everybody has a script. I'm a psychology guy. I spent 4 years in college, got a 4.0 degree, and all of my electives were psychology. I took general psychology, organizational, behavioral psychology. I bought a bunch of books on psychology. So I don't teach you how to say the stuff that everyone else's does. Because if you did, you become a robot. I have some basic stuff, but again, most of my negotiation training focuses on concepts, not words. If you watched me look at the when I was going through the listing, what did I do? I looked at the photos, I read the description, I looked at what they had on. Like I looked at all of these things to determine, okay, what motivates this person. I saw ZipRecruiter in the per picture. There's not really a script for that. So I want to teach you how to think. All right. Listen to what people say. You're buying a broken phone, so only ask for the needed information. You want to make it easy for people. Always make positive assumptions. Oh, the phone is broke, but your iCloud is off, right? You remember your login information, right? You want to ask, I believe these are, you want to frame it as a closed-ended question. You don't want to leave room for speculation. Ask yes or no questions. Your question can be a little lengthy if need be, but the goal is to allow the person to respond with a yes or a no. If you're asking, oh, how many gigabytes is it? That's not a yes or no question. Don't do that. At least that's not what I teach. If you're at because they will divulge that information to you based on the questions that you ask. And this is just stuff that I learned in sales. Okay. And again, these are things that I do with broken phones specifically. My strategy for regular phones are a little different, but kind of the same. All right. So there's nothing else wrong with the phone outside of what's in the description, right? That is a close-ended question. They can only respond yes or no, or if they can't answer yes or no, then they are obligated to respond with the long-winded answer. The next thing that I would ask, instead of, oh, what carrier is it? I would say it's unlocked, right? Positive affirmations. You want to ask yes or no questions. There's two reasons you do this. One, because it's easy. Second, people are psychologically tuned to say no. Like if you ask someone, hey, did I catch you at a good time? No. What I learned in sales is you want to say, did I catch you at a bad time? Because the answer is going to be no. The answer is going to be no. Or at the very least, you're tripping people up and then making them think instead of giving you a knee-jerk response. People hang up on salespeople because salespeople use scripts. When you just use your brain and learn how to have a conversation with somebody, they'll give you their attention. The same is true for dating. A lot of people like to use pickup lines. Most people are not too original. So just carry that with you. All right. So the next thing you want to do after you've had a conversation is you want to schedule your meetup. Now, my boy Chris, he's been doing this for years. He taught me to always schedule your meetups. Always schedule your meetups. And my life changed in my business when I started scheduling my meetups. I've been using the scheduled meetup model since Chris told it to me like 4 years ago. I added my own little spin to it, but that's my guy. You know, I got to give credit where credit is due. He's the one who started doing the scheduled meetup model. So shout outs to my boy Chris. It's basically you give people set times when you're available to meet. Yo, listen, I can meet at 1 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 7 o'clock, whatever your schedule is. Um, when I had my job, I used to meet people at a wing stop right next to my job. And I would just have people meet me during my lunch break. I had a virtual assistant answering all my calls, my Facebook messages, my Instagram messages. If you need help getting a VA, holla at your boy. I got that down pat. I just hired two this week. Anyway, sidebar. I would have my virtual assistant book appointments through my Calendly link. Calendly is a free service. Um, so she had all my availabilities there. And you know, I had a lot of flexibility at work. So if I needed to step out, I stepped out. They gave everybody 15-minute smoke breaks. That was my smoke break. You feel what I'm saying, yeah? You feel what I'm saying? I don't smoke, but that was my smoke break. I had to get my money up, not my funny up. You dig? All right, so anyway, I only do meetups at police stations. Some people get weirded out by this. None of my customers do, but I've spoken to resellers that they don't feel comfortable doing that. I only meet up at police stations. Why? Because no criminal is going to meet you at a police station. I've been in this game a long time. I've never had a criminal meet me at a police station. And I always preach safety first. Safety first. I always preach safety first. You can meet people wherever you feel comfortable at. Me, I'm only meeting up at a police station. And the way that I communicate that to people, they love it. Most people will only do business with me because they have a lot of people trying to meet them in dark alleys, abandoned parking lots after midnight. Like, bro, chill. I'm only meeting in a police station. All right. So the next thing is if there's a problem with the item at the meetup, then renegotiate. I'm not going to get into a ton of detail here because it will take up a lot of time. And we are about to start breezing through because we've gotten through the most complicated part. And I have a mastermind call in about 30 minutes that I have to get on. I did want to share some statistics with you guys. Okay. Um, More than 50% of buyers negotiated and were successful at negotiating. That's a statistic from a guy on Reddit who did over 341 transactions. Now that's self-reported. It's not scientific. It may be biased. He could be a great negotiator. But I pulled some data from other sites as well, and that was the consensus. Between 30 and 50% of people that buy items negotiate and they're able to get a deal. So let that sink in. People expect you to negotiate. So what does that mean? The price that the item is listed for is not the price that they expect to get. It is the price that they hope to get, but it is not the price that they expect to get because we've all been alive for at least, 20 plus years, I assume. And so we've been on this earth long enough to know that you got to negotiate. So as a seller, you never want to start off with the price that you want. You want to start off a little bit higher. And as a buyer, you never want to go in with the price that you want to pay. You want to aim a little bit lower, right? That way you both give yourself some wiggle room so that you can negotiate. So before I move on to problem number two, the complaint that I get from everybody, I just want to check YouTube, make sure there's no questions. No questions so far. If it's your first time on the live, give me a one in the chat for those of y'all on Instagram. If you want to see the full screen video, you could tap into YouTube. I'm going to start sharing my screen again soon. Okay? Okay, okay. So, the second complaint that I always get, Tony, my guy Tony, I think you're on Facebook right now. This is for you. So, locked phones equals opportunity. Because I specialized in damaged devices, I am aware that you can remove the iCloud. A lot of people get hung up on this. There's a lot of ways to remove the iCloud. I'm going to be talking about legitimate methods. If you know the original owner and you know that you're dealing with the original owner, some people don't know. I spoke to a lady today. Today I spoke to a woman and she's like, "Oh, by the way, my phone is broken." I'm like, "No problem. Do you remember your login information?" She goes, "Yeah." I said, I'll help you remove it when we get to the meetup. I just need to make sure that you remember your information. Like we could do that. That's not an issue. I had a new fix and flipper uh buy my book a few days ago, and they did their first flip. They bought a phone from a coworker for $50, a 15 Pro, but they didn't know that you could remove iCloud with the Find My app or by visiting iCloud.com. You can do it remotely. Right now, there's a way you do it so that the phone doesn't get bricked, but you can do it. And another tactic that I like to use to save time, some people skip this. You can get the serial number from their original box if they have it. I used this on a phone that I got yesterday. It was a 12 Pro Max. I got it for like $70. And it was like completely broken up. The frame was broken, but the serial number was on the box. And I know the person, so I just used the serial number. I made sure that the information was off. Eventually, I was able to get into the phone and verify that the information was off. The serial numbers matched. Usually, and I'm not saying always, I'm not even saying almost always, but usually somebody is not going to think so far ahead, "Oh, let me put a different phone in the box." Most people, if you ask them, hey, do you have the original box to your broken phone? You catch them off guard, they just gonna say, yeah, bring the box. And then you could run the serial numbers at the meetup, make sure that the iCloud is off. If it's not off, you help them remove it. But it is a gray area. If you're buying this from people that are not the original owners, you must get a bill of sale stating that they have a legal right to sell that device and it's not stolen. Um, I'm not telling you to do this. I'm just telling you how to go about it if you intend to. Uh, like there are times when people have relatives that pass away, or you get a phone at an estate sale, or you buy a phone from somebody from an estate sale. That's a little different, little gray area. Unlikely that you'll get harassed about it. You know what I'm saying? Because the owner has passed away and a relative sold the phone. But just be careful. A lot of people buy locked phones and they're buying not legitimate devices and from people who aren't willing to say that they have a legal ability to sell it. So just be careful with that. Um, Now, the third complaint that I get from people is, oh, I don't know how to fix phones. That's why I teach step by step how to do repairs and then how to resell the devices that you've repaired. You don't even need to start out as a technician. You can start off buying and selling broken phones as is. I'll buy them from you, and then you can add the repair skills in as you go. I used to charge $2,000 for my phone repair training. Now I give it away for free. I already have a phone repair shop, but we don't buy phones. This is the fourth complaint that I get. Well, perfect. I have a friend that works with shops like yours all the time. He can help you get started with buybacks. And if you need help attracting more repairs, I'm an expert at marketing for repair shops. I can help you with that. I can also show you how to fix and flip damaged phones and add that to your pipeline. You'll never run out of leads or flips. Okay? The fifth complaint that I get is, oh, I don't want to message people. Fine, use paid advertising. They bring people right to you without chasing. When I say paid advertising, I mean Google, I mean Facebook, I mean TikTok, I mean Snapchat. Did I say Google? I mean anywhere that you can run a paid advertisement at. Craigslist, local chamber of commerce. You can pass out flyers locally. These are all ways to get business. I have a whole training dedicated to this, so I'm not going to focus on marketing in this video. Okay? The next complaint that I get is, let's see. I don't want to leave the house. Fine, use eBay. People will literally ship deals to your door every day. I've made videos about this before, all right? Some people say, "Oh, I don't have money." You could join my school community. It's free. Inside, you're going to learn how to get free phones, and I'm even going to show you how to get people to sponsor your startup costs. I had a guy enroll like 2 weeks ago. You might have seen me post about him on my Instagram, the PRA Blueprint. His name is Mike. Mike copy and pasted the script that I put inside of my school group. He put it on his Facebook. A day later, he messages me, "Hey man, I got 10 phones." Those are donor devices that people gave away to him for free because they want to support his business. Now, people always say, "Oh, when you start a business, the people closest to you are the ones that are not going to support you." In this business, that's not true. You run a phone repair business, friends, family, even your haters will start to love you. You know what I'm saying? If you got ops, your ops going to need to come to you to get their phone fixed. So consider that, okay? Um, it's the real deal out here. The next complaint that I get is that people don't want to do it on, oh, back to problem 7, you don't have money. Listen, you could join my free school group. If you finish in 7 days, I will do a one-on-one call with you and interview you to make sure that you're qualified. And if I think you are, I will give you my course for free. You just got to make it through the 7-day challenge. I've already banned 50 people because they were too lazy to complete it or they had excuses. This is just like college. The only valid excuse is a doctor's note. If you ain't doing something medically, like, no, you don't have a valid excuse, I'm not hearing it. And I probably won't even hear that because they ain't take mine in college. So anyway. Problem number 8, I don't want to do it alone. Fine. If you have money, I'll work with you directly. I'll either do it with you or for you, depending on your budget, but my time ain't cheap. If you want someone to walk beside you, you got to invest. That's it. This is me giving right now. You see, I'm walking you guys through the blueprint. I'm taking away all your excuses. This is me doing free stuff. When I do free stuff, it's usually in a really large group setting, but one-on-one, that's going to cost you. Problem nine, I just want you to do it for me. Fine. I offer in-person trainings for repair shops and mobile phone repair techs. You could fly out to Albany and spend a few days out here, or I could fly to your city and train you and your team on the spot, hiring, phone repair training, whatever you need help with. We could get all of that done. So, bottom line, you have no excuses. I give almost everything away for free. The only things you're ever gonna pay for from me are organized content and my time. I had somebody message me the other day like, "Hey, I saw you do a video a couple weeks ago. Yo, you gotta scroll through the YouTube channel. If you're in my paid program, you don't gotta scroll through nothing. Everything is organized for you." The thing about it is when people are enrolled into like my paid content, and any of y'all who are involved in any of my paid content, y'all can speak about this as well. When you ask me for something, there's usually not really I don't typically make excuses. Like even if I'm over delivering, I'm gonna usually give it to you. Usually. Somebody yesterday they said, oh, I bought your course. I want to learn how to fix and flip. I'm like, no problem. I'll upload a new video. I'm probably gonna upload this to the course. You know what I mean? I can't I'm kind of limited in stuff that I could save and because I have like 10 gigs of storage on Zoom. But I do what I can. So I'm pretty much done. I wrapped up right around when I said I would, with 15 minutes left. So now we gonna open the floor for Q&A. We gonna open the floor for Q&A. I see a bunch of people on the live that I haven't seen before. Sincere, I remember you. Sucker Free, I spoke to you earlier in the comments. Appreciate all of y'all. Tech Commander, my guy, what's up? I appreciate everybody tapping in. I want to open up the floor for question and answer because I know y'all probably have questions. Oh man, I know y'all probably have questions. So I really just want to take the time to answer anybody's questions before we roll into the mastermind call. Nothing on Facebook. Okay, let me check the YouTuber. Nothing on YouTube. Nothing on Instagram. No questions, y'all? Wow, this is amazing. This is the first time that I ever did a live and nobody had questions. Between all platforms, I want to say we probably have like 15, 20 people on this live right now. So I'm shocked. But you know what I'm saying? If y'all don't have no questions, it is what it is. Y'all making my life easy. So, I'm not gonna sit here and rap for the next 10 minutes if that's what you're thinking. But it is what it is. It is what it is. It is what it is. Links to your classes. Somebody said, thanks for the detailed overview. Going to be sourcing locally in Vegas. Already did on eBay and got a phone for fix and flip. Awesome, awesome, awesome. So I'm gonna drop the links to to my classes. Uh, Give me 1 second. I dropped it in the Zoom. I'll drop it on the Facebook. For those of you guys that want to work with me directly, the information is on this Google Doc that I dropped in the comments. If you need me to DM it to you on Instagram, just send me a message. Someone said the most efficient way to do back glass. The most efficient way to do back glass is to get a laser. Sucker Free Easy said, when is the next class? So free trainings. The best answer that I can give for you on that, I go live on Facebook whenever I want. Whenever I want. I don't always take the time to go live on Instagram But the commitment that I will make is that once a month, at the end of every month, I will go live on Instagram. The last Monday of every month at 7 p.m., you can expect a live from me. I do classes every week, but those are with my paid mastermind students. Um, I hope you guys got value from this live. I really put a lot of energy into this. I spent a few hours writing up the framework for this live video. And if you guys want the workbook, you could just send me a DM and I'll send you the workbook. But I put a lot of time into like preparing for this live video. Um, so yeah, I really hope that you guys learned something today. I hope. I really, really, really hope. Somebody said for one of the vendors when looking at the screens for fix and flip. Okay, that is a great question. So the question is, what quality to summarize it, the question is what quality screens should we be using for fix and flips? It depends. If you're doing a carrier trade-in for an upgrade, quality doesn't matter because they take anything. They'll even tell you they take anything. I went to a carrier one time. They was like, "Yeah, man, you could get the cheapest screen you could find, just put it in. We don't care about none of that." Cool. If you're going to Apple, it depends on who's there. If you're selling it to somebody, then you always want to go for premium, like soft OLED. Soft OLED. It doesn't have to be premium, but it does need to be soft OLED. I don't recommend a hard OLED anything because hard OLED is garbage. If you fart too hard, a hard OLED will crack. I don't even know why they make them. I hate hard OLED, but people buy them. People buy hard OLEDs. People do buy hard OLEDs. So I can't really knock it, but I don't use it. There was a time where I used to use LCD in-cell displays on phones that use OLED, but after some time, I want to say after the iPhone 12 Pro Max, once they released the LCDs for the 13 Pro Max, it really started to become a problem in my opinion. The screens were a bit wider, the batteries died too quick, they were glitching. So the reason that I recommend a soft OLED display is because you're going to have a higher defect rate when you use lower quality displays. For perspective, there's about 10 different quality displays. Inside of my course, I go over all of the different ones. It's like a two-page document just explaining the different screen types and when you should or shouldn't use them. And the document basically tells you that a TFT display, which is lower than LCD, I think the defect rate is like 20-25%. They're really, really bad. If you sneeze on it, you're gonna see pressure marks on the screen. That's how bad it is. That's how bad it is. Okay? So you really, really, really just you when you're doing fix and flips, you always want to go for quality. You always want to go for what up, Daisy? You always want to go for the the best quality. Soft OLED is solid quality, and so that's what you want to go for. Next question. Gotcha. Soft OLED for the other vendor. I didn't know we can trade in for. So yes, you can trade. So here's a strategy that some people do. They'll go and they'll trade in some phones and they'll do a BOGO deal, right? So every year carriers have a BOGO deal. Like right now, you can go to any carrier and you can say, "Oh, I want to buy one, get one free." And you finance a phone and you do a trade-in and they'll give you a lot of money for your trade-in, depending on the model that it is. I think Verizon, they'll give you up to the like they'll give it. They have a deal that's like, oh, get a free 16 Pro if you trade in this phone. It doesn't matter the condition. Last year they had something like that. I was able to get three 16 Pros and a free like a $300 gift card and a whole bunch of other free stuff because I traded in broken phones. And like they was paying crazy dinero. Like it was a lot of money that they was paying. So always look out for carrier deals. Be mindful of your credit and stuff like that. But the carrier deals sometimes they could really put money in your pocket if you know how to use it properly, right? Because at the end of the day, they're making money off of the monthly payments, not the phone. They're selling you the phone at a loss, some of them, or at break even, so that they can make money on your monthly plans. But if you do it properly, you can come out on top. Typically, it's by trading in broken phones and getting new phones, um, and using them, taking them for personal use, and then selling your old phone, right? So, give you an example. If they give you $800 for your old phone, and your phone is a year old, and instead of giving them your phone, you buy the oldest available phone to trade in. So let's say last year it was a 12 Pro. They were still giving like 800 for a 12 Pro. I bought a 12 Pro for $300, traded that in, got 800 for it, sold my old phone. I was able to get like $700 for my old phone, right? So right now I'm up 1,500. I got a free gift card worth like $300. Now I'm up like 1,800, and I got bill credits. You understand what I'm saying? So that's the smart way to go about it. That's a whole different strategy that goes outside of fix and flips, but somebody asked the question, so I figured I'd talk about it. Bum, 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 bum. Let's see. Any other questions? Any other questions on the live? Let me check the YouTube channel. Oh, there's mad questions on the YouTube. I didn't even peep this. What up, Derek? Netta from IG. Man, I appreciate y'all tapping in. I ain't even see the comments on the side, yo. That's crazy. Any other questions? Does anybody have any other questions? Let me check Instagram. Listen, y'all, I dropped gems for a little while on here. Like y'all kind of quiet on Instagram. Don't be scared, yo. Listen, here's the one thing that I want you to take away from this live video. When somebody is offering to teach you how to make money for free and asking you if you have any questions, you ask a question. You ask a question. Don't just watch. You ask a question. Yeah, I see the questions, Derek, on YouTube. Do not squander the opportunity. Do not let it go to waste. All right, so there's nobody else asking questions. I have to get off here and go pray. Uh, may Allah forgive me. I think I'm late for my prayer. So I gotta go pray. I appreciate y'all tapping in. Peace and blessings. I hope that you all have a very prosperous and successful week. If you guys need anything or you have any questions, do not hesitate to reach me out. I'm actually a very nice guy. If you knew me a few years ago, I wasn't always nice. I'm very nice now. I promise not to screenshot your message and post it. Mo, fix it. I mean, brother, I appreciate you. Peace, bro. Just getting on and just getting back into this business. What screens to get now? Oh, so we finally got a question. So yeah, the screens that you want to get is soft OLED. You want to get soft OLED screens. All right, y'all. I'm gonna get out of here. I got a call in 5 minutes. Got to get this prayer done, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace and love always. I'll see you guys next time. Peace. One love.